Alright, so the scenery is the I-10 West, just past the Florence exit. I'm on my way back from Tucson. I got a ride, and just so you guys know, I did not bring a phone mount with me for this phone today. And so I've got it in my hand with the grip between my fingers. And I don't have it facing me because you couldn't see anything but the dark anyway, so you might as well enjoy the ride. So anyway, I got this ride going to Tucson at about midnight from 35th Avenue in Thomas. I got the ping and it said 102 minutes, and I figured I'd check out the passenger and where they were going exactly before I decided whether I was going to keep the ride or cancel it. Now, for a lot of drivers, it would not make sense to have taken this ride, but on a Thursday night, I figured that I would make the same amount of money that I would have in town, maybe a little bit more. I mean, like, I didn't make a killing on this ride because the rates are so low. It paid me, I think, 85 and change, and the account holder paid 106, and I think it was 106 miles. So they didn't rob me too bad on that, except that they robbed me real bad on this, because the last time I did a ride for Tucson, it was for personal friends, but I took my cab and I ran the meter, just to see how much the ride was, and it was a 119-mile ride from where we left Phoenix to where our destination was in Tucson, and it was a round trip. I had to go down there with my friend to pick up her husband, and they ended up giving me $200, plus bought me breakfast when we got back. So, that was really cool of them, but just for trivia purposes, it was $319 on the meter. And at that point in time, the meter that I had was set for $2.50 a mile, with a $2 or $2.50. Yeah, it was a $2.50 flag drop, $2.50 a mile, and 40 cents a minute. And it was $319 on the meter. When I did a trip to Tucson the first week that I ever drove a cab in 1994, I gave the guy a flat rate of $150 plus 25 for gas, so it was $175. That was back in 1994. Okay, so in 1994, the trip was 150 plus gas, and I don't remember what the meter rates were back then, but in 2009 it was $319 on the meter, and Uber paid me a measly $85. Okay, so you drivers out there that are crying about the rates, I don't want to hear it, because they have cut my pay way more than they have cut yours. So anyway, it was a pretty cool trip. I ended up putting on my destination filters on both apps, and I got an Uber ride, and of course, what do you know, the guy's going to Phoenix Sky Harbor, but he was taking a shuttle there. He didn't call the Uber to go there, he called the Uber to go to the shuttle place, which was 8 miles back towards Phoenix. and he would have gone forward and added it into the app, except that he had already paid for his shuttle ticket, so it made no sense. But of course, that's gonna work out that way. But the biggest issue here, so I'm running on both destination filters, and of course Uber gave me a ride. It wasn't a big ride, but it was a ride that did get me closer in, and or I should say headed on my way back in anyway. But Lyft allows 2 destination filters here now in Phoenix, and they robbed me of both of them. Okay, when I picked up the Uber passenger, I thought about, should I turn my Lyft app off? And I decided, no, I'm not going to turn it off. I'll just decline the call if I have to. Because I didn't know if I turned it off, if I turned the app off while I had the destination filter on, whether that would use one of my filters or I would, get to keep it, because I didn't get a ride and didn't get to my destination. So I didn't know how that was going to work, so I left the Lyft app on. So after I dropped the Uber ride, I'm still on the destination filter on the Uber app, and I checked my Lyft app, and what do you know? Okay, so when I use my destination filter, I either set it for the airport, because that's close enough, for a general location to get me back into town, and might as well try to get an airport run, if I can. So that's why I use that as my destination on the filter. So I checked the filter on Lyft, and I try to reset it, and I was setting it from the airport again, and they did not let me set it from the airport, and it kept telling me set destination, set destination. It wouldn't accept me putting in the airport again, so I put in my home address and it let me set it, right? And I'm driving, and I figured I'm not going to get anything, because there really is not a lot going on between Phoenix and Tucson, until you get to like around Casa Grande, and I'm gonna pass this truck. Okay, so yeah, I set the destination for my home address, and it accepted that, and I'm driving, and I just had a feeling to check the Lyft app, and the freaking thing is off. And I go to reset it and turn it on again, and it tells me you can only use 2 destination filters. So both times on the destination filter, headed towards the destination, Lyft turned me off, just so everyone knows. So they basically robbed me of my destination filters, because why are they turning me off? That's BS. So anyway, yeah. So back to what I was saying about, whether this ride made sense, because total is like 220 miles, maybe a little bit less. And I would say I broke even on the ride, because I made what I would have made in town, or maybe a little bit more. Anywhere from, I would say, because it was slow in town, and it was midnight already. So yeah, so for Thursday night, I broke even on it, and I probably, by the time I get home, I am probably, well, I did 65 on Lyft and it was 145 when I dropped in Tucson, because I put on the destination filter before I looked at what that second fare was, but I'm gonna guess that fare was like $5. It went 8 miles. So I did 150 and 150 on Uber, and I did 65 on Lyft tonight, and I'm pretty awake. And the Quest bonus starts at 4 a.m. It's 3:25 right now, so I might end up taking a couple of rides to get a couple for my Quest bonus. But yeah, that was pretty scandalous of Lyft to steal my destination filters from me. But like, is anyone surprised? No, I doubt it. Alright, I'm gonna turn this off now.